And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 3 ugly, mean stepsisters named Olive, Nina, and Esme. Olive, Nina, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. "Sweep the floors, wash the dishes," said Olive, Nina, and Esme. One day, the king of Onlyville's messenger said, hear ye, the king of Onlyville is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Singling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are. Olive said, he's going to marry me. Nina said, no way, Olive. He's going to marry me. Esme said, both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad that she cannot go to the ball and marry Prince Singling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and asks Cinderella what is wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I wanted her to go to the ball and marry Prince Singling, but I'm not welcome. The fairy godmother waved her wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! And then, Cinderella's chores are all done. But the fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has one pumpkin. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Winnity, Waterity, one! Again, and to turn Cinderella's do-rag and clothes into a gown. I've never seen such a wonderful gown. I get a load of my glass slippers, and then the pumpkin into a carriage drawn by 2 strong horses. The fairy godmother said, have fun, Cinderella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken. Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Singling was wondering who he should marry. Olive, Nina, and Esme said all together, he's walking towards me. But he's not walking towards any of them. He's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Singling dance happily together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Singling was so worried that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Onlyville to find her and brought the glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where her Cinderella and her stepsisters lived. He said, ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Olive is first, but her foot is too big. Nina is next, but her foot is too small. Esme is last, but her foot didn't fit either. Suddenly, Prince Singling noticed Cinderella singing. Cinderella said, Prince Singling, is that you? Prince Singling said, of course it's me. Cinderella gets so excited because she's having to have her Prince Singling back. And they lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story before bed enters doors. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to my video. Take care. Bye and good night, everybody. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents 22-erella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, in a faraway land in Dual Vegetableberg, there was a young adult girl named 22-erella. 22-erella had 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Irina, Tasha, Wilma, and Olivia. All 9 of them constantly made fun of 22-erella and made her do all the chores. 22, wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said Tina, Winona, Elena, Tanya, Irina, Tasha, Winona, and Olivia all together. And then one day, the king of Duo Vegetableberg's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of Dual Vegetableberg, his royal majesty is going to throw a ball. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Dual Vegetabling. Can I come? Asks 22-erella, but she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, and Irina. Tasha, Winona, and Olivia are overjoyed. They ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball. Later, 22-erella is so sad, distraught, and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Duo Vegetabling. Whatever will I do? She whimpers. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, my dear 22-erella. I can help with a bit of magic. No one will know it's you. And so, she chants the magic words. Surprise, surprise, among the shards. Magic wand, do all the chores. And waves her magic wand. And not a minute too soon. 22-erella's chores are all done. But her fairy godmother says she's not done yet. She says, 22-erella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some ice. And your tiny little friends. Luckily, 22-erella has 22 pumpkins and 44 mice. 22-erella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 22 pumpkins into a handsome coach, the 44 mice into horses, and then 22-erella's weird clothes into a gown and crown. 22-erella says, I've never seen such a dual vegetable-tastic gown. And get it out of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? And climbs into the coach. 22-erella's fairy godmother said, well, 22-erella, you can't, but have fun, and I would warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will turn back to normal. And so, 22-erella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Dual Vegetabling was wondering who he should marry. Wondering who to marry? Prince Dual Vegetabling, my son? Asks the king of Dual Vegetableberg. To which 22 Vegetabling, he says, yes, father. Prince Vegetable, you're going to marry me, said Tina, the oldest stepsister. No way, Tina, wrong. Prince Vegetable, you're going to marry me, said Winona. Both of you are wrong. Prince Vegetable, you're going to marry me, said Elena. The rest day, all three of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Prince Vegetable, you're going to marry me. But Prince Vegetable angrily denies the request. 22 I will rise at the ball just in time. Prince Vegetable sees her, walks up to her and says, You must be 22 May I please have this dance? 22 responds, Yes! 22 and Prince Vegetable dance happily together. But later, 22 realized it's almost midnight. So she scurried out of the ball, and she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Vegetable and Prince Vegetable tried to find 22 who captured Prince Vegetable's heart and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrive, Prince Vegetable knocks on the door of the house where 22 and her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 22 they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina and Olivia. Prince Vegetable then says, Ladies, my father, the king of Vegetable, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slippers? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits! She said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of Vegetable and Prince Vegetable noticed 22 is sweet singing. Prince Vegetable, is that you? She hollered excitedly. Prince Vegetable says, Of course it's me. I love you. Will you marry me? And the glass slipper fits. And so, Prince Vegetable and the king of Vegetable 22 lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew Stewards. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, share, and buy our merchandise at entertainment.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Stewards. Andrew Does Everything. Rowley presents 63 It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, in a faraway land named Icosidigonal, there was a young adult girl named 63 Rella. 63 Rella had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleanor, and Estrella. All of them constantly made fun of 63 and made her do all the chores. 63 wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes and windows, do laundry, do it all! Said the ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. And then one day, the king of Icosidigonal's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of Icosidigonal is going to throw a ball alongside his son, Prince Icosidigonal. Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleanor, and Estrella ran with huge excitement. and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argued over who Prince Trey's sex tumbling will fall in love with. Later, 60-year-old is so sad, distraught and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Prince, being best friends with Prince Trey's sex tumbling. Whatever will I do? She whimpered. There, now, 60-year-old. You'll become a princess with a bit of magic, said a mysterious voice. Who said that? Asks 60-year-old. Surprise! Said the voice, revealing 60-year-old's fairy godmother. She then waves her magic wand to do all the chores for 60-year-old and turn her attire into a princess's attire with a pair of sparkly glass slippers. 60-year-old says, I've never seen such a Trisexa-Gentabletastic gown, and I love my new glass slippers. But how am I going to get to the ball? Fortunately, 60-year-old's fairy godmother turns 60 pumpkins into a handsome coach and 126 mice into horses for the coach to be drawn. 60-year-old says, Oh, fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? In which her fairy godmother says, Well, you can't. But have fun, 60-year-old, but I will warn you to return home before midnight. Or that's when the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is. And so, 60-year-old accepted the warning. At the ball, the king of Trisexa-Gentabling asks, wondering who to marry, Prince Trisexa-Gentabling? In which Prince Trisexa-Gentabling responds, yes, father. 60-year-old arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Trisexa-Gentabling sees her, walks straight towards her and says, You must be 60-year-old. May I please at this dance? Yes! Said 60-year-old overjoyed. 60-year-old and Prince Trisexa-Gentabling dance all together. They sing 63 times you and me as they dance. Come on, 63-year-old, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be? And 65 times you and me. As they dance, halfway into the song, Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleonora, and Estrella watched them jealously as they wanted Prince Trisexa to fall in love with them. They shout all together, Come on, Prince Trisexa-Gentabling, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be? And you and me. But at the end of the song, 63-year-old checks her clock and it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she ran so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Trisexa-Gentabling and Prince Trisexa-Gentabling traveled all around the neighborhood trying to find 60-year-old who captured Prince Trisexa-Gentamling's heart and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrive, Prince Trisexa-Gentabling knocks on the door of the home where 60-year-old and her 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 60-year-old, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleanor, and Estrella. Prince Trisexa-Gentabling then says, Ladies, my father, the king of Trisexa-Gentabling, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Sophia is first, but her foot is too big. Isabella is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits, she said. The rest did the same thing. But none of their feet fit either. Just then, 63rella arrives. She looks rather familiar. It tries the glass of the mirror and it fits. Because of that, she transforms back into a princess. 63rella, it's you, my dear daughter. Will you marry my son, Prince Trey-Sex-Edge-Toppling? Yes! Said 63rella, overjoyed again. And this she, alongside Prince Trey-Sex-Edge-Toppling and the King of Trey-Sex-Edge-Topplingham, lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, share, and enters everything, and buy our merchandise. And AndrewDoesEverything.com, and I've also been admitting I'm making some sequels. So if you want to see maybe 63rella 2, 63 wishes come true, something like that. And take care. Bye.